When Jungkook recently spoke about how he has been preparing himself for BTS's long-awaited comeback in 2026, the words he chose were simple, calm, and reflective. He didn't talk about pressure. He didn't talk about expectations. Instead, he talked about consistency, about doing small things every day, about keeping his body and mind ready. And for many fans, that quiet honesty said more than any grand announcement ever could. After nearly 4 years of group hiatus due to military service and individual paths, Jungkook's voice carried the weight of both responsibility and longing. Responsibility as the youngest member who has grown into a global solo artist, and longing as someone who has never hidden how deeply BTS means to him. His statement wasn't dramatic, but it was powerful. It confirmed that BTS is not a closed chapter. It is a story preparing for its next act. Jungkook's mindset today feels different from the boy who debuted more than a decade ago. Since releasing his solo album Golden, he has experienced standing alone at the center of massive global attention. He tasted success as an individual, but also learned what it feels like to carry everything on his own shoulders. That experience seems to have matured him. Now, as he talks about BTS's return, there is balance in his tone. Confidence, but also humility. Strength, but also patience. What caught fans' attention even more was not just what Jungkook said, but what he didn't say directly. He didn't mention specific songs. He didn't reveal concepts. He didn't name collaborators. And yet, his words left space. Space for imagination. Space for possibility. And naturally, that space quickly filled with one question that has echoed across the fandom for years. Could Jungkook and Taehyung return not only as BTS members, but as a duo? This idea is not new. In fact, it has followed them quietly throughout their careers. Jungkook and Taehyung have always shared a unique dynamic. From their earliest days, fans noticed a natural harmony between them, vocally, emotionally, and personally. Their voices contrast yet complement each other. Jungkook's clarity and power meeting Taehyung's deep, soulful tone. When they sing together, it never feels forced. It feels instinctive. Over the years, we have seen glimpses of what a duo could look like. Casual harmonies during live streams, unplanned moments in behind-the-scenes footage, soft laughter, shared glances, and an ease that cannot be rehearsed. Even during periods when BTS activity slowed, the connection between Jungkook and Taehyung never seemed to fade. During military service, when communication was limited and public appearances were rare, fans held onto small details. A mention here, a memory shared there, a smile when one name was spoken. These details may seem insignificant to outsiders, but to those who follow them closely, they tell a story of continuity, of two people growing separately, yet somehow still in sync. Now, with Jungkook openly discussing preparation, routine, and consistency, speculation about a duo comeback feels less like fantasy and more like a plausible future project. Not as a replacement for BTS, but as an extension of their artistry. A side chapter that explores something more intimate, more personal. Has always been an artist driven by emotion rather than trends. His solo work reflects introspection, vulnerability, and a love for storytelling through sound. Jungkook, on the other hand, has shown his ability to adapt, experiment, and connect with a global audience through modern pop sensibilities. Together, they could create something that bridges worlds, emotional depth wrapped in accessible melodies. But beyond music, what truly fuels this speculation is the undeniable bond they share. Jungkook and Taehyung's relationship has never been loud. It is not built on constant declarations or dramatic moments. Instead, it exists in quiet support, in comfort, in familiarity. Jungkook often appears softer around Taehyung, less guarded. Taehyung, in turn, seems grounded when he is with Jungkook, as if their presence steadies each other. In interviews and past content, Jungkook has described Taehyung as someone who understands him without needing many words. Someone who can sit in silence with him and make that silence feel full. That kind of connection cannot be manufactured. It grows from shared history, shared struggles, and shared dreams. As BTS approaches their comeback era, the industry will undoubtedly focus on numbers, charts, and records. But for Jungkook and Taehyung, the motivation appears deeper. It is about returning as artists who have lived, learned, and changed. And perhaps about expressing parts of themselves that only the two of them can bring out in each other. A duo project, if it ever happens, would not need flashy promotion. It would speak through emotion, through lyrics that feel personal, through melodies that linger long after the song ends. It would likely explore themes of time, distance, growth, and reunion, themes that mirror their real-life journey. Of course, it is important to remember that at this point, nothing has been officially confirmed. Jungkook has not announced a duo album. Taehyung has not teased a joint release. Everything remains in the realm of possibility, not fact. But speculation exists because there is a foundation for it. A history, a chemistry, a mutual respect that has been visible for years. And perhaps that is what makes this moment so powerful. Jungkook's simple statement about preparation opened a door to hope, to curiosity, to imagining what comes next, not just for BTS, but for the individuals within it. As 2026 approaches, fans are not just waiting for music, they're waiting for stories, for reunions. For connections that feel genuine in an industry often driven by spectacle. Jungkook and Taehyung represent something rare, a bond that has survived fame, distance, and time. Whether they return only as BTS members or someday stand side by side as a duo, one thing is clear: their journey is far from over. And whatever they choose to share next, it will be shaped not just by talent, but by the quiet understanding they have built together over the years. For now, we listen, we wait, and we remember that sometimes the most meaningful comebacks begin not with loud announcements, but with simple words spoken honestly.